Hi everybody, welcome back. This will be part 5 of the Arduino interaction setup. Last video, I'm going to go ahead and show the video display to begin with. Last video we talked about setting up the previous 3 interactions. We did the 3 LED blink, we did a button press, and then we did the pot turn knob. I don't have any of those codes loaded on here at the moment, but I'll come back and I'll show you loading all of the codes in a minute. So we have enough room to be able to set up, hopefully, the last interaction that you have the option to do. You only need 3, so in essence you can have these 3 up here, but you could also do the speaker one, which will be the last one that I'm going to show here. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, might be cutting it close. I think we'll have enough down here. Around 7 lines to get this to work properly. All right, so a couple things we're going to need. We're going to need the speaker, of course. This is just a small speaker that comes with the Arduino kit. It has a positive and negative lead, so we need to make sure we know that. We need speaker wires, so it doesn't matter really the colors, but I have a set here that is green and a set here that is red. It has the clips on the end. See that? So that'll clip onto the regular wires. All right. We need 2 different resistors. So this is just another kind, but this is a red resistor, okay, 1K, and then the orange is 10K resistor. And then we need this Theremin, which looks like that. I can get pretty close to it. There you go. So it looks like it has 2 long ended lines. They're the same length, but this is a light sensor. It's also called Theremin. Okay, so we need that. And then we need, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different wires. Okay, so I just have a variety of colored wires: peach, orange, red, and black. That should work for now. Okay, this time I'm going to set up my Theremin, the light sensors first, and I'm going to cram these in here. Let's go to our digital display for a second so I can show you the graphic. So over here on my Windows display, if you go to your folder with your Arduino files, button pot sensors, there is the LDR Theremin. This is the image that we'll use as a reference, our annotated image. And then in Arduino, I went File, Open, and I'm opening this PDE or INO file, whichever one. I've already saved mine, so it's saved it as an INO file, but it should say PDE as default. So that's what this looks like here. We'll come back and make our adjustments to the code here in a minute. We're going to look at this image, but cram everything into the kind of bottom 4th of our breadboard, so we can have all 4 interactions on our board at the same time. You only need 3 interactions for this project, but I'm cramming all 4 so I can show you all 4 in the same demo. So we're going to first set up the Theremin section, and then we'll come back and do the speakers here in a second. So I'm going to go back to my video display. Okay. So I need my orange, which is my 10K resistor. Looks like that. It has the orange stripe on there. And I'm going to put this as close as I can down to the bottom. I'm going to put this, let's see, right there in the center. So down on line 30, and then we'll crunch it into line 29. We just need to have it on 2 different vertical lines there, or horizontal lines. So line 30 and line 29. Okay, we're really cramming stuff in now, but that's okay. My Theremin, both anode lines are the same exact size. So what I'm going to do, try to straighten my lines a little bit, and then, let's see, move this down some. We're going to put this right above that. We're on line 29 and line 28. There you go. The bottom line of the Theremin goes to the top line of the resistor. Bottom line Theremin, top line resistor. Those are both on 29. The bottom line of the resistor is on 30. The top line of the Theremin is on 28. Okay, let's go ahead and set this up. So we're going to just use a black wire for my ground this time because I'm running out of colors. So my bottom line on 30 for the resistor, I'm going to put this black line, and this is going to be my ground line, and I'm going to connect that back up to the top on my red positive ground line. So that goes, I can move some things out of the way. That black line right there, positive red line, and that goes all the way down to 30, bottom line of the resistor. Okay. All right, we're going to use peach as my colors. So my next line up is going to be to my analog line, and this is going to go to line 29. So that right there, 29. And I've already used A0 over here on the Arduino board. So I'm going to use A1 this time. My code, or my annotated image says A0. I already have one at A0. So in order to run everything on the same board, I'm just going to use A1. That's just a different analog pin. So A1 to line 29 with this peach line. Okay. Second peach line, much longer as well. This is going to go to the top line of the Theremin, which for me that's going to be 28. And that's going to go over here to 5 volt or 3.5 volt. So I only have 2 voltage ones, a 5 volt or 3.5. So if you are using the speaker and one of the other 2 ones, in my case I have all 3 on here, so I'm only going to be able to show the use of one. I'm going to have to unplug one, so I'm going to unplug my 5 volt one and put my speaker Theremin wire over here to 5 volt. So I just need to know that this one that goes to my button press needs to be plugged in for when my button press needs to work. So that last wire goes from line 28 over here to 5 volt. Okay, 28 to 5 volt. All right. So the Theremin, the light sensor is set up. Now we just need to set up the speaker, which is actually very similar to the way the light bulb is set up. This is my 1K red line ohm, 1K ohm resistor. That's going to go horizontally in the same way as what we do a light. So we'll do line 26. Cram it in there. There we go. That leaves us line 27 for the next step. Right. So we now need to sync up the rest of the lines. So we're going to try to use these peach colors again. We need a ground line. So we're going to do, it's going to start to blink some as I do this, but we'll do line 26, and that needs to try to get behind some of these other lines. Go up to that red positive line. So this is the ground line. It's horizontally with line 26 of the resistor, and that's going to go up to the red positive line. Move some things out of the way. There you go. Red positive line. So that's my ground line. Move that out of the way there. All right. Second one, I need to do a pin to this one. So this is going to go underneath the resistor on line 27. Okay. All right, my video cut out on me as I was describing this, so we will catch back up from where the previous video stopped. So where we were at, we were connecting a digital pin line. This line is going to go from the resistor underneath the resistor line, which is on 27 over here, and the code already says, or the annotated image shows digital pin 10. I already have something in 10, so I'm going to put this one in 4. So my digital pin for this is going to be my speaker line, is going to go to 4, and then my analog line over here is going to go to A1. So the last thing we need to do is set up the speaker. So here's our speaker, and the speaker has a positive and a negative side to it. Okay, so we are going to use two wires, black and red. Typically black is associated with negative, red is associated with positive, so that's why I'm choosing those. So the black wire is going to go to the top line, the same line the resistor is on. I'll put this all the way over here. That's line 26. The red wire is going to go to the line underneath that, 27. Okay. So black is going to be negative, red is going to be positive. That's on line. Black is 26, red is 27. All right, so for the speaker, we have two sets of speaker connecting wires there. So we're going to use, I have a green wire, you may have a different color. Green wire is going to be my negative, red is going to be my positive. So negative is over here on the right. So we're going to open up our wire, and I'm just going to clamp this directly to the copper. You can actually clamp it to the little metal part right there, but I'm just going to clamp it directly to the copper. My red line is my positive line, red cable. I'm going to connect that to the line that says positive there. Put it on the copper as well. All right, so red to positive, green to negative. All right, I just need to know that, so when I get in here, let's move everything over a little. Red wire from the speaker is going to go to the red positive line. Make sure you connect it to the metal. Okay, metal to metal there. And then green is going to go to my black, which is my negative line. Green to black. You may have a different color. Just make sure the negative on the speaker goes to negative the top line where the resistor is. Positive on speaker goes to the bottom line. I put mine on 27 there. All right, that's the setup. So here's our speaker again. And I'm going to hold the board up so you can see, hopefully, a little closer, of what my Arduino board and breadboard look like. There you go. Okay. I'll move back over to my digital screen, and we're going to look at the code, make our adjustments for the code. All right. So I don't know what the default values are. I've changed them some here, but the only thing we need to change here is to say LDR. That needs to be to A1 is what I set it up as. So the Theremin light sensor, I put an analog pin as A1 on my board, so I just need to make sure that says A1 there. My speaker, I use digital pin 4, so we're just going to put 4 there. I'm not going to make any other changes here. All right, so now I'm going to click verify and upload. Okay, compile and sketch should upload. My board is there. Might be crashing. I think it's still, yeah, done compiling, and okay, now we'll do upload. Here we go. All right, uploading to board. All right, move my microphone over here so you can hear it. So excuse the loud noise. Try to see if we can get it in view here. All right, so you should be able to hear a sound coming out of the speaker. I'll put the speaker close to the microphone. Okay. So it tells me that's working. If you hear that sound, the speaker's working. All right, move back over to the video display here. So with the speaker, there is the light sensor. It looks like that right there. Okay. If you put your finger over that, it's going to change that audio sound. Put the speaker closer to the microphone so you can hear it. So there's, with more light on my fingers over this, the Theremin now, there's with less light. More light, less light. More light, less light. All right, so sorry if that was really loud. Just want to make sure that you could hear the sound that's coming out of the speaker. It's not a pleasant sound, but it's a sound that we can understand and know when I put my finger over the Theremin, it's going to change that sound as well.